Right, today we're just having a bit of a look at a Toshiba Satellite C50 little laptop, and uh, this has been brought to me by, I don't have customers these days because I'm retired and there's no way I want to fix things for money, not even interested. But of course that doesn't stop Samantha bringing something to me to say someone, not her, has buggered up the oops, dropped something there, try again, the DC socket. Very common fault on these laptops. Now, Samantha claims that it's never sat in the walkway in the lounge room through to the kitchen area and dining room area. There's no way anyone could have ever kicked it, knocked it, or anything. So I'm just going to have to take her word for that. But as you'll see, I mean, they're put in pretty well. Anyway, but it would be a brave man who would go up against his missus in relation to a laptop when it's a fairly simple repair. Not too time consuming, this one actually. I told Sam it'd be 3 or 4 hours just to make her feel bad, but as you'll see, maybe not 3 or 4 hours. Alright, first job is to rip out screws. You'll have a whole stack of these little screws here, so don't lose them. Put them in one spot. I usually use my magnetic tray, to be honest. I should be using it. So what do we got? We've got round the outer, bang, 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 etc. Just if you see a screw, pull it out. There's some in the center, etc. And you should end up with a pile that looks a little bit like this. Now, when you're going to pull this off, these are done with clips. Now, what I do is I change my tip and I put a little small one in like this, which is just like a little wedge tip, and I put it in my screwdriver. And what you're doing is you're basically turning it a little bit, and these are all clips, and what happens is that will just start to come open. Don't try and get it to open in one spot, just very gently release it in one spot after another. Okay, so then you take the lid off like we've done here, and you've got a computer, and it's pretty much your general they're almost all clones these days. There's so many that are very, very similar. It's not funny, actually. Anyway, but this is Toshiba. Now, you could be mistaken for thinking you're going to have to pull this whole board out here, this board here even, and I can understand that. But when you pull the screws out from, basically there's a screw here, and this here, it's pretty stiff. Now, it feels like it doesn't want to move, but it does. Okay, so if you have to, you can undo that little nut just over here just a little bit if it feels like it's just too tight. But you should find, with a bit of energy, you can bring that up and go like that. Now, now we're on to the 3-4 hour job that I told Sam this would be, because we do that. And we have a look and we say, right, okay, what is going on here? And generally we can solder these up, but we'll have to just have a little bit of a look and just see what's happened. Normally they're a connection issue, and I've got to be honest, this one's not looking too bad after all the rave on about she stuffed it. It's not looking terrible, so we'll have to just have a little bit of a play in a second and just see what's going on there. But there will be a dry joint on the back of this here, or there'll be something going on inside internally in this little fella here. So I'm just going to pull my Stanley knife out and a couple of things and just have a little bit of a look, see what's going on. Okay, so as you can see, we've just soldered up the back of this bit here, pulled some heat shrink back. Yes, it was fractured off the back of the connector, and of course that didn't happen because anyone was doing anything silly with it. It just must have happened all by itself, Sam. I'm going to get killed for this. Anyway, all right, so that's pretty much, all we do then is we put a bit of heat shrink back across that connection there. The other one here actually looked to be quite okay, so we'll just sort of put that back on again, but that didn't seem to be in trouble at all. So yeah, so basically that's how you, I mean, the guys in the shops are charging $120 to do this. This took, I don't know, 5 minutes, all right, I've got to put it back together again, but and it's not something that you've got to have a lot of electronics knowledge. You've just got to be careful that you are dealing with static sensitive stuff all through here, so you don't want to go anywhere near it. All you want to do is deal with your DC in spot here, which is fine. Be a bit careful of your USB areas as well. I mean, they're very static sensitive, etc. Also, do everything you can not to disturb these ribbon cables. They can be an absolute pain after the fact, as you'll see. They even tape them down after these clip in, and but they still tape them down because they're, look. I suppose that would be the part B of laptop problems. A lot of them that over the years that I've had to do, they'll be connection flex tracks, cables, etc. that are giving trouble between boards. But excuse me, more often than not, power supply issues are a big one for these things. Also watch your fans and bits and pieces. Make sure that they're working okay. Had a few of those over the years. I don't commercially do these anymore or anything really to do with them, but still memories are there from years gone by. All right, well, pretty much the reverse of this is how to put it back together. Obviously make sure that you don't leave that like I've got it there. Get some heat shrink back over it, and put it all back together again. Clip it very nice and sort of slowly, just nice. All those little clips, as you can see, they all just fit in so nicely. So just a matter of taking your time when you're clipping it back in together, and then screw it back up, and one laptop will be up and running once again. 73s from VK3CM, JDW229. Please subscribe, and thanks very much. Cheers.